40.
Millions are without power tonight as now tropical depression Helene continues to hit the East Coast. We're taking a live look now at North Fort Myers Beach. You can see things. We actually took a shot from North Fort Myers yesterday, and we were looking at that just a few minutes ago. Things looking a little bit calmer, but we know that that damage is extensive in that area. Looks like they do have some power here. You can see that in the background. But again, this is North Fort Myers Beach, Florida. Now we know so far at least 45 people have died across Florida, Georgia, North and South Carolina. The storm's impacts have mostly blown through our area now, but the Miami Valley was definitely feeling those impacts earlier today. Our Generally Bork is joining us now live from our first warning weather vehicle right now. Generally, where are you and what are you seeing out there right now?
Yeah, well, things are really looking pretty calm out here right now. You can really tell those winds have died down. And I am still seeing some tree branches and things in people's yards. But mostly what we're seeing is just some debris lining the road. So I'll turn the camera around here. We're just going through parts of Miamisburg right now. But you can see there are some leaves and things on the side of the road. But it does look like quite a bit has been cleaned up, or maybe this area didn't get hit quite as bad as other areas. I was in Centerville earlier today. But we do want to go ahead and walk you through some of the damage that we did see that was more major than what we're seeing here right now. The Miami Valley got hit with high winds and heavy rainfall in areas from the aftermath of Hurricane Helene as the storm moved north. Brandon Peliquin, the warning coordination meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Wilmington, warned about flooding and one other thing earlier Friday afternoon before the storm hit the area.
Most importantly, there are very strong gusty winds, and those winds at times could reach 50 to 60 miles an hour, could cause some damage like large tree limbs coming down. That can certainly be dangerous and result in power outages too.
Peliquin's predictions couldn't have been more accurate as thousands across the Miami Valley were left without power, and we did see strong winds, some gusts over 60 miles per hour. Washington Township saw a large tree go down in the middle of the road. The road was blocked off as crews worked to clean it up. A sign was completely taken down and destroyed on Dixie Drive. Another large tree was down in Harrison Township. Crews there working to clean it up as quickly as possible. Centerville also saw large pieces of trees come down in neighborhoods just north of Uptown. So as you can see, it was a busy day for cleanup crews around the Miami Valley, and it was still heavily raining in the northern part of the Miami Valley around 8:30 tonight, even though those winds had died down. We will continue to keep you updated on what we see over the next couple of days here on air and online at Dayton247now.com. Back to you, Gwen.
All right, Generally, thank you. Well, people at home here in the Miami Valley, they've been sharing their photos of Helene's impact. We've got this first photo from Diane Rankis showing an entire tree fell down on the front of her car. And then we have Rita sharing this photo of her, quote, welcome home. That is certainly not a welcome home, as portions of her roof broke and are really just hanging on by a thread. Now, if you've seen the impact of Helene in your area and your neighborhood, we want to see those pictures and videos. If it's safe to do so, it's easy to send them to us. Just take your phone out and scan the QR code you see on your screen. That will take you to the Dayton 24/7 Now app. Once that app is open, click on Explore and then chime in, and we'll share your photos here on air and online. Well, this is a live look at the AES Ohio outage map. You can see more than 70,000 customers are in the dark, but that is actually a lower number than we saw earlier. We almost hit actually about 90,000 earlier this evening. It's about 86% of their service area, is currently with power tonight. Now, again, we were in that high wind warning that has expired as of 11 or 10 tonight. Again, though, AES Ohio says it may take some time to restore power to everyone in the area.
Let's say we had a down pole from a car accident, because, with the weather conditions and the roadways, that a pole can take 3 to 4 hours to replace if we have to remove the pole and then set a new one. When wind speeds are in excess of 20 miles an hour, We do not put our bucket trucks up for the safety of our crew members.
AES Ohio says it is fully staffed and prepared for the damages left behind and will work around the clock until the Miami Valley's power is restored. Well, today's storms forced several cancellations and closures. Kings Island shut down for the day out of an abundance of caution. If you had pre-purchased tickets and passes for today, you can use it any other day through November 3rd. Dayton Art Institute's Oktoberfest festivities were supposed to kick off tonight with a preview party, but that was also called off due to power issues. The rest of the weekend is going on as planned, and the Dixie Twin Drive-In was also closed as their marquee sign was destroyed by the storm. So we're going to give you another live look, a very dark live look, and we know that power is out throughout the Miami Valley. Tim, the worst of it is over, though.
Yeah, the worst of the system has moved through the area already, and we saw some pretty incredible wind gusts right here. So out of most of Ohio, the highest wind gust was 67 miles per hour right here in the Miami Valley, and that was in Wilmington, 62 in Miamisburg as well, 53 in Lebanon, 55 in Dayton, and 58 out towards Springfield. So areas to our southeast and right into this region of the Miami Valley. If you can see it, there's an outline right here, a slightly lighter shade of purple. This is where we had the strongest winds, right from Springfield, Dayton, down to about Lebanon, Middletown, and over to Wilmington. Pretty incredible winds there. That's where most of the power outages were, and that's where a lot of the storm reports that we're seeing are from as well. Rain totals pretty good as well. We are in extreme drought in most of these regions. We could really use this rain. So Miamisburg picked up 3 inches, 2.79 in Eaton, Kettering 2.22, Troy 2.26, and as you head down to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, 2 inches out there.
Well, we're taking a live look now at power outages across the country as Helene continues moving north, now taking power away from over 4.5 million people from Florida all the way up to Ohio. Now, on top of taking out electricity for millions of people, Helene has also taken out homes, businesses, and cars. Take a look. This is from Raleigh, North Carolina. You can see the destruction on the ground there. And then in Irwin, Tennessee, you can see intense flooding and strong currents pushing fully grown trees back upright. The flooding so severe it's nearly up to second floor windows. Take a listen as residents share their reactions to this damage.
2 hours we'll be underwater, evacuate all downtown.
Okay, I'm scared. I've lived here my whole life and I've never seen it like this. I really don't know what to say. It's super scary.
And according to recent estimations, insurers will have to pay upwards of $5 billion or more to cover losses from Hurricane Helene. Now, we know the name of the man charged in connection to the deadly shooting of a woman on the highway. The man you see here behind me, Noah Corbett, has been charged with murder, felonious assault, and discharging a firearm over a roadway. Corbett is accused of firing several shots at a car on I-75 and US 35, hitting a 26-year-old Jermia Lyle as she rode in the back seat. Dayton police say Lyle died right in front of her 4-year-old daughter. Corbett, though, is due back in court on Tuesday. And we're also learning the suspect's name in connection with a shooting in Greenville last night. Officers accused this man, 25-year-old Zachary Gilbert, of shooting 34-year-old Brianne Otley. Despite life-saving measures being attempted, Otley died due to her injuries. Tonight, Gilbert is being held in the Darke County Jail on preliminary charges for murder. Well, this is a live look at Savannah, Georgia. We know that the effects of Helene are being felt, into that state. We're going to continue our coverage of Helene after the break.
And coming up, we're going to take a look at what you can expect across the Miami Valley for the rest of your weekend. Here's a look at your Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Sports Desk is sponsored.
Helene continues to be felt across the nation. More and more rescue crews are being dispatched to help. Preston Ayers shares a rescue mission from earlier where over 60 people were saved.
We're along the Nolichucky River right now in Irwin, Tennessee, in Unicoi County. I want to show you just how big this river has swollen and the power that it is still rolling with right now. Normally, this river that you're looking at would be much, much smaller than what it is right here, and it is swollen and is still coming up a little bit at this point in time. You see the raging going under the bridge. There was some concern for a while about that bridge, but it appears to be holding. But if you look around the church, we have 2 RVs there that have been swallowed up in that. Also out in that river, there's a couple of cars that have been swept away. But the real story this afternoon is if we look on past the church, on past the hotel, to the building through the trees there, that is Unicoi County Memorial Hospital, where 64 people became trapped there this afternoon. We had to have helicopters coming in from the National Guard, nearby Virginia State Police crossing the state lines, coming over to help, and airlifting them off the roof of the helicopter, flying them to the nearby Unicoi County High School. Everyone making it out okay, and the patients transferred to other facilities. Now the cleanup begins here in this county. Very hard hit. We know an interstate bridge has been washed away. Some county roads are washed out, but all patients accounted for. The cleanup begins, and the sheriff telling me it's going to be a very long time to recover here in Unicoi County. I'm Preston Ayers reporting in Unicoi County, Tennessee.
All right, look at satellite and radar right now showing things drying out across the Miami Valley. There's some light sprinkles across the region, nothing compared to what we were dealing with earlier today, so things looking much nicer. But when we take a look at radar and pan out a little bit, you can see over the last several hours here, the low pressure system that was Hurricane Helene now off to our southwest there. A lot of moisture still with it, and it's going to linger for a few days to the south as it eventually moves off towards West Virginia. So that's going to continue to spin and bring us more chances for some rain over the next 24 to 48 hours. You see that here, we're in this dry period, this dry lull right now. Things pick back up as we head towards the afternoon tomorrow for the best chance of some significant rain, and then kind of a chance for some scattered on and off showers as we go through the day on Sunday. So you'll see that here on Futurecast. There's a system off to our southwest, continues to just spin there as there's nothing to really push it out of the way. So it just kind of hangs out for a couple of days, bringing us a chance for some on and off showers. You can see here through Saturday afternoon and into the early morning hours on Sunday, some rain across the region, on and off showers through the day on Sunday as well. And there's a chance for some rain on Monday. Way more isolated in nature on Monday. Best chances for rain are definitely going to be Saturday and going into Sunday. Monday, way more scattered in nature though. Now, as we take a look here at the hourly forecast for tomorrow, again, best chance for rain in the afternoon hours. A lot of moisture in the air, temperatures right around 70 degrees. Here's a 7-day forecast, a wet, soggy weekend, but things look a little bit better as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures drop to about 70 Wednesday and then clearing out as we head towards the end of the work week and into next weekend. What looks like mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the low to mid 70s.
The fight between the city of Dayton and DPD over a pay increase for police officers continuing tonight. Which side the State Employee Relations Board is siding with? Up next. You're watching Dayton 24/7.
Take Dayton 24/7 Now News with
Last week, we told you the city of Dayton was attempting to pull back on an agreement they made with the police department that would have increased officers' pay. Now the city has heard back from the State Employee Relations Board, who actually took the side of the Dayton Police Department. Lydia Bice brings us up to speed.
Last Friday, the State Employee Relations Board, also known as SERB, responded, saying that they were dismissing the city's petition. Now that the petition was denied, the city wants to have another discussion with the FOP, but FOP President Sergeant Kyle Thomas says there's really nothing left to discuss, especially after the city manager's statement last week.
For the city manager's office to put out the statements that we don't have a signed contract is completely disingenuous.
In that statement, city manager Shelby said, quote, the city is not denying or attempting to undo the contract as no contract has been signed. The tentative agreement has been ratified by FOP and the city. What is in dispute is the meaning and application of the pay steps. Now, I reached out to the city manager's office all week to schedule an interview, but they said they have no further comment at this time.
The weather affecting high school football throughout the Miami Valley, but there were games, and we'll have those games coming up tonight on Football Friday, sponsored by Donato's. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Sinclair Inc. is looking for
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Welcome into Football Friday, sponsored by Donato's. I'm Matt Digby, joined by Gwyneth Falloon. We did have kind of an eventful night with the weather, but we did have games tonight at least.
Thankfully, we did some probably a little more muddy conditions.